In this lesson, we're going to look at some effective methods of using your calculator. Now, all calculators are a little bit different to each other, but we'll focus on one, the FX83 GT+ from Casio, but you will have a very similar calculator if you don't have this one, and all the same features are on all of the calculators. So I've highlighted a few of them for you to just check you know. The square root button, the fraction button, the change of sign button, the powers button or indices button, and then the fractions to decimals button. These are probably, as well as the brackets, the ones you're most likely to use. Okay, so first of all, let's focus in on the fraction button. If you have a look at that one and identify that one on your calculator, if you type it, you press that button, have a go at working out 3/4 times 5/7. Now, if you do it successfully, you should end up with 15/28. Okay. Now, if you look directly above that button, there is an option for a mixed number. So if you were trying to type in 3 2/3 plus 4/11/12, you would need to press the button above. So press Shift and the button, and that will bring up the mixed number function. You certainly don't want to type in just a typical number followed by the fraction. That will not give you a mixed number. So try working that out. You are probably going to get the answer of 103/12, which is fine, that is correct. But if you go, see if you can find a way on your calculator, and I'll show you shortly how to do this, of getting that as a mixed number. It's possible for you to work that out on your calculator as being 8 7/12. Now we'll look at a few of the other buttons. So first of all, there's the square root button. See if you can try doing the square root of 36, and you should of course find out that it is 6. Then there's the powers button. Identify that one. There it looks like an X with a little square on top. So try using that to find 3 to the power of 5. You should conclude that the answer is 243. Then there's the change of sign button. Now this is a really important one if you're using negative numbers. You don't want to use the take away or subtraction button. That won't work. You need to find this button that makes a number negative. So if you try using it to work out -8 times 3, you should of course get -24. Now, one of the most important buttons of all is the fraction to decimal button. Depending on how your calculator's set up, it might calculate things in fractions where you want decimals. So if you press this button, you'll be able to convert between the two. So try typing 3 divided by 4. You'll probably get 3/4 as a fraction. But if you press this button, you're going to get 0.75, which may be preferable. Now, very quickly, just if you look above this button, that tells us how to convert between mixed numbers and improper fractions. And that was the button you should have located earlier to change 103/12 into 8 7/12. Okay, so let's try some more complicated examples. We've got our calculator knowledge up to scratch, but we need to think about BIDMAS at the same time and how our calculator is working. Because if we just type in calculations, often they're not the one we want. Your calculator works in terms of BIDMAS. And particularly with fractions and division signs, we need to make sure we put brackets in when we need. So try working this out. On your calculator, you should end up with 6.717797676. That's a long number. Most questions are going to ask you to round things. So shall we round this one to 2 decimal places? That would give us 6.72 as our answer. Will we need to use brackets? Well, why don't you have a go and try and find out? Can you come up with a conclusion about why you do or do not need those brackets in this question? Okay, so let's do some more. Now, I can tell you conclusively in this one that you will need to do a bracket here because, of course, your calculator is going to do the division of 29.83 over 0.0154, when actually what we need to do is the whole top, the numerator, divided by the 0.0154. So you need to put some brackets in when you're doing this question. So have a go at it. I'm not going to go into too much detail. Keep playing with your calculator until you get this answer, which is 6784.38961, and then we'll round that to 3 significant figures, which is 6780. If you don't get that answer and you can't get that answer, go and see your teacher for help. Final question. Calculate 6 divided by 3 plus 4 times 7.2. We're going to need some brackets here to do this because we've got this division sign. We can see from the question you want to do 6 divided by that whole denominator. But if you just type it in, you're going to do 6 divided by 3 plus 4 times 7.2. And that's not what we want. So we need to work that out. Have a go. Now, you might even need to put in 2 sets of brackets, depending on your calculator. But have a go at it. You should, as a fraction, get 10 over 53. Try your fractions to decimal button if that's what you get, and that will turn into 0.18867924, which to 2 decimal places rounds to 0.19. If you're not getting these answers, you need to go and seek some help from your teacher as to improve your calculator technique. Right, that's all you need to access the next set of questions. Good luck.